Hello, welcome to Pacific Northwest Crafter, Flosstube episode 4. My name is Crystal, and this is my channel where I talk about what I've been cross-stitching the last couple of weeks, as well as some quilting, knitting, and other crafts I've been working on. Thank you for those who have subscribed and are coming back, and welcome to those that are new. I hope you find something that you enjoy and you like and subscribe, and please feel free to leave me any comments. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about what I show, or just say hi and meet fellow stitchers in the community. So to start, just a little bit of what I've been doing lately in general. I have had the week off from work, so I've been enjoying some time up in nature, just relaxing in the woods, in a cabin, as well as a lot of stitching time and working on projects. So I'm really enjoying that. I got a couple more days here to enjoy before I have to go back to work and go back to the grind of it all. But I'm hoping to get some quilting done this weekend, as well as finish my decorating for Halloween, including some FFOs on some projects that I did finish this week. Or these last 2 weeks. So let's start with that. I don't have any FFOs this time around. Hopefully next time around I'll have a few of them to show you. But this last couple weeks I did finish 2 projects. The one I finished, I started this last year and loved it, but just got out of the Halloween spirit, so it went away into the little passive whip pile, and now I pull it out for Halloween this month, or this last couple of months, and I finished the Salem Stitchers Apothecary by Primrose Cottage. And I did stitch it on the called for. It is 32 count vintage country mocha with the called for floss, which is Weeks Dye Works Coal. The only thing is I do not have the board from their father that sells these. I just keep on missing out on that board. So I do have an idea that I'm going to show you. So I have a finish. And let me get a board here. Using the back of the cutting board still. Do need to work on getting one of those mats. They're so handy. But there is my finish. I do have it. I was playing around with sizing and everything, and so that's why it's got these little wonder clips on it. So yes, I have a finish. I'm loving it. I have a whole little vignette set up for it. I just need to FFO it, and here I'll show you what I'm going to do. The plan is, at least, I got this board at Michael's, and it's by Park Lane, and it's just a plain wood finish board. But my plan is, I think I'm going to possibly stain it and then black paint and kind of do a texture on it, kind of letting some of the wood show through, or maybe I'll just leave it natural and let some of the wood show through. I'm kind of debating between those two, but that is the plan, is then just to mount it on some sticky board and then mount it upon the board. I was looking this past week for a little bat to put up here possibly, but I didn't find anything this season, so I can always add that next season. But I'm hoping to have this as an FFO this weekend and put it in my little display for Halloween. So once that's done, I'll take a picture and I'll post it on my Instagram post for you to see on that. Next one that I finished, and I did finish it up in the woods. Speaking of, I forgot to mention earlier, I'm going to try my hand at editing this week. I put some photos together and I made a little movie clip, and we'll see if I can add that on to the beginning of this video to show you where I was at, where I was stitching up in the woods a little bit. But if it doesn't work, I did post it on my Instagram as well. So I'll try my hand at editing or making progress in the YouTube world. So the next finish that I had was Halloween Quilt by Primrose Cottage, and this one I started not too long ago. I think it was about a few weeks ago, and I didn't work on it every night. It was just but it was a really quick stitch for me. Quick is a few nights for me, so I absolutely loved it. And there we are. There we go. And it is on the called for floss and fabric, so it's on a 32 count vintage country mocha, and it is using the called for floss, which is all Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. It's so darn cute. And I did get the finishing kit from Primrose Cottage as well, and that comes with the backing as well as little, oops, the backing and the Laid Dots creates Chanel and some little Will felt. But really the reason I got the kit, because I do have a lot of Chanel now. Oh shoot, where was? Hold on, it's here someplace. The cutest part of it that I had to have, and the reason I got the finishing kit is because it came with these cute little pins for the pillow, including this adorable little girl ghost. So cute. I absolutely love that little girl ghost and had to have her. So that's what sold me on the kit. I did look before I started the Flosstube, and they do still have some of the finishing kits. Their finishing kits this time around for this one does include the floss. It does include the fabric, but it does include the floss for everything. So there's that. So maybe I'll get some of that sewing done as well. We'll see this weekend. Next up, I have some, nope, those were my finishes. And so next up, I have some starts. So the first start is one I started on October 1st, and I was chatting with my Stitchy friend Lisa at Black Coffee and Grits, and she was showing on her last Flosstube about how she was going to start Halloween Quaker and such, and I was mentioning, hey, I've been thinking about starting that one as well. And then I posted on my Instagram my debate between Halloween Quaker and Pumpkin House, and her and I were chit-chatting back and forth, and so we decided to do a start along. So I started with Lisa Halloween Quaker by Leela Studio, and I am doing everything that's called for so far. So I'm using the 40 count Murky by Picture This Plus, I think it is. Ooh, that one. That part I think it's Picture This Plus, but it's Murky, and I'm loving it. This is how far I've gotten so far, because I've been focusing on another one I'll show you here in a little bit. That's a bigger project for me, but I am loving this stitch. I almost have this little motif done. It is, I need to finish just a little bit here in the inside, and then I can move on to, there's one over here as well as one over here. It has all these glorious Classic Color Works and one DMC. So far, I'm using all the called for. I don't know. I like the green, and green's my favorite color, but that green might be just a little bit too bright for me. I haven't quite decided. So, and that white seems a little bright for me as well. So we'll see. Those are the debates as it goes on. I'm hoping to get a good start on it, or a good progress on this one with all my other stitching. I don't know how much I'll get done. It's highly likely not to get done this week or this year, but I'm enjoying it. I love chit-chatting with Lisa back and forth about our progress on it, and I can't wait to see how far she's gotten along. She's gotten that, I know the last time we chatted, she has that same motif I was working on. She has that one done, so we'll see how far she's gotten on that one. And she is stitching, I think, on 32 count. Oh, I want to say it was a Seraphim. It's not Murky, it's a different one. And she has a classic, I think a classic color, no, color and cotton conversion. She was using a lot of the color and cotton from her stash. So she has those. It's nice to see different people stitching the same pattern, but in different manners and ways and such. It's really cute. And ooh, my nose is just itching like crazy right now. Somebody must be talking about me. So the other start that I had this past week while I was up in the woods, because I finished Halloween Quilt when I was up at the cabin, and so I decided I needed a new stitch, and this one was easy for me to stitch without having to use my magnifier and lighten everything, and it is Autumn Alphabet by Primrose Cottage. I had this one kitted up last year. I did get their floss pack at the time and everything, because I was starting out and stitching right about that time. So I had all the floss, and I just had to get the fabric. And so yeah, I have a really good start. That whole border is done. This border, I just need a little the base of the acorns inset on these little things, and then there's some pumpkins and a little quilt motif down here, and then the alphabet and a couple crows in there too. So yeah, it was going really, really quick. So we'll see how this one goes. I think I might pick this up here and there, but I think this is going to be more of a November kind of stitch for me and for the fall mood and all that. But I'm really enjoying stitching on that one. So those were my starts this past week's. Then we had some other projects that I've been working on, and those are a couple Brenda Gervais ones. And the first step that is from Brenda Gervais is from the Seasons of the Heart book, and it's the Autumn Pillow. So I started this one on the first day of fall, and hold on a second. It is on 40 count vintage country mocha, and that's where I'm at. I got really good progress going on the border. Plan is to work my way over, well, first to finish the rest of what's on this thread needle, and then to work over here and start working on that house. I love stitching on the houses, but it's also the biggest chunk of fill-in for the pattern, and so I like to at least get a start on it and fill in the little windows and everything so that I can just do fill-in and get that done. And I break it up. I'll do a little fill-in, I'll do some little cute motifs and go back to the fill-in, so I'm not bored with all the fill-in and don't get bored with the whole project. So that is my plan for that one, and I am using all the Call for Cloth so far, and yeah, can't wait to finish that one. And the goal is by the end of the fall season to finish that one. And I'm going to put this one right back in my cute little project bag I got from Como Stitches. It's a cute little bag. It's my one that I've been keeping all my Season of the Heart pillow projects in. So there's that one. Then the next one up from Brenda Gervais as well is When Pumpkins Glow. And this one, I saw everybody stitching it last year and just had fear missing out. And I happened to get the board already, so I love it and started stitching on it. And I made some really good progress. And there we are so far. And I am using the Called For Floss, but I'm stitching this on 40 count Golden Harvest by Atomic Ranch, and I'm just loving how it's turning out. So I started working on his little shirt as well as some of the flowers, and then worked on a lot of the words. I'm trying to get some of the words in so that way I can kind of go back and forth between the words and some of the fill in and such. So pardon me. Oh, excuse me. My nose is just going. Yeah, so I find that if I work on some of the other little cute little parts like the flowers, the words, and then go back to the fill in and go back and forth, then I don't dread the filling in quite as much, and it makes it more enjoyable for me. I've just found that works a little bit better for me, so that's what I'm doing on that one. And I'm getting this in. Ooh, this is part of haul, but I'm going to show you it now. I got this adorable bag from Wildberry Stitching, and I absolutely love this fabric. It's so cute with the witches, and I kind of want to make a quilt out of this project or this fabric, but I haven't gotten it yet. And I just want to make all things is what it is, don't we all? But yeah, so I got that new, and it's got a cute little inside too with little feet. So that's where I'm keeping When Pumpkins Glow in that one. There's that. She also has a cute little charm on hers. Little cat. There we go. Cute little guy. Next up that I was working on is Dear Friends by Plum Street Samplers. And this one is a Sal with, I have it written down so I won't forget. It is Jody from Simply Stitching Ocala and Felicia, no, I think it's Felicia, but I'm not positive if I'm mispronouncing it, sorry. But she's with Floss and Blocks on Instagram. And I know Simply Stitching Ocala has a floss tube that she comes out with once in a while. And she has an online Etsy store, so that's where I got the pattern from. And the hashtag is just this Dear Friend Sal. So it's all this dear with the 2 E's, friends, S-A-L at the end. And that is the hashtag. And I am stitching this on 36 count buttermilk by Color & Con. And I am using all the called for floss so far. So I'm really loving how the insides of the leaves are turning out with the two-tone. And it's variegated and then just adds more dimension to the leaves, I think. So working on that one. I got some fill-in to do on the leaves here, and I think it might be 1 or 2, I can't remember. I know there's at least 1 leaf here that I got to fill in, and I got to correct my mistake on this little green guy. And then hopefully I can work my way down to the little crow, and then over here to the deer. That's the goal. So there's that one I've been working on. As such, and this one is a lovely project bag I made by myself. I just had some fabric that I've had for years and just in my stash, and so I whipped up a cute little project bag a few months ago and keeping my fall stitching in that one. And then the last project that I've been working on, I put a lot of progress on this one. I'm really happy that how much progress I've gotten on this one, and I'm itching to finish it. I'm absolutely loving it, and I can't wait to see how it turns out because I'm making my own color conversion, and it's a full color conversion, I think, on a bigger project, which is the first time I've been doing that. So this one is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs, and it is, I saw Thread Gremlins, they showed it, 2 months ago? I think I get Carolyn and Elizabeth for whatever reason. I get their 2 names mixed up. I think it's Carolyn that was working on it, and she has a finish of it, but she was working on it and did a Pirate Robin conversion on at least some of them. And so I was like, oh, I need to do that. So I bought all different Pirate Robin ones. But I am completely converting all of the Gentle Arts, I think it's Gentle Arts. Yeah, all of them Gentle Arts into Pirate Robin floss. And I am loving how it's turning out so far. So, I'm not teasing everybody, but here it is. And I am getting so close to a finish. The border is completely done. That one is done in Bogwitch and Moonlight Graveyard. And then I am working on the house is almost there. I'm a little iffy about some of the conversions and where they are and such. Pirate Robin, some of their floss is very variegated. Like this, oops, here we go. This up here, all the colored where it goes from like a brown to a rust to a brown to the gold, that's all one floss that is variegated, and it's really pretty. That one is Autumn Harvest, and I'm loving that one. So much so that I have a different idea to use it because I'll have tons of leftover. Because I think, yeah, each floss has 10 yards in her flosses. And so there's the flosses on that one. I do have it all written down, the color conversions and such, and I'll be posting that once I have it finalized and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do on it. Let me find, if I can find Autumn Harvest on here. Oh, I am not. I swear it's when you want to find something, that's when you can't find it quickly to show somebody. Oh, of course, back one. All right. So this one is, oops. That one is Autumn Harvest. And it's just got so much variegation in it. And I love it. But yeah. So I wanted to show it up one more time. It's on 40 count dark cobblestone. Here, let me put it on this side so that sunlight from my window is not kind of the holes in the shade. There it is. And I'm just loving how it's turning out. The house is in mushroom and pecan. And then the light in the windows is marigold. The flowers, that's autumn harvest again. Where I started down here and then I worked my way up and over, and then it was a new strand of floss and worked over here. So you can just see the variegation. And then the tree, I think that one's Russ or Russet. Can't remember which one it is. So again, I worked on this one. I had the day off yesterday, and so I worked on this one all day and made so much progress. I'm loving it. I'm hoping to finish out the house, and then the tree. There's another bird over here, and then the tree, and then there's some motifs, and I'm saving the words for last, and those are going to be in the Bog Witch and Moonlight Graveyard as well. So at least the plan so far. So yeah, I'm loving that. I'm hoping that'll be a finish for this season, and then I can FFO it as well. So now we're going to go on to, again, what I said, haul, and I'll show you some of the haul. It's some cross stitch, but then there's also some quilting in there and a little bit of knitting, so it's all combined together a little bit because I was shopping at the same place for different products. And the first place I shopped was Primrose Cottage. So I only got a couple of things that are cross stitching related from them. One was this bag. It's one of those mesh bags by, I think it's Emily. Yeah, it's so Emma. It's so Emma. And one second. I got it so I can put the little this little guy on it. And I got all the Pearl 5 cottons this weekend too to stitch that one up. It's that plan. Again, that's the Scary by Shepherd's Bush. And it comes with the pattern for this, but then you can morph it into this little key fob, or there's this little key fob. Is that a key fob? No, there's a little pin cushion, and that was a little key fob. But this little guy, so if you watch Nicole Spohr or Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher, Nicole Spohr made a little key fob for Jessica for her birthday. So that's why I say if you watch either one of them. And it's from, I think it's either says Stitch or it says Sew. I think it says Stitch. It says Stitch, and Nicole made it, did it on a really tiny fabric count and made this little guy equivalent for that pattern into a little key fob. And it was so cute and adorable. So check them out. The other cross-stitching item I got from Primrose Cottage, because I love the candy drop floss straps from the, oh my gosh, words, Sip and Stitch last month that I got the flower ones. And so they are that same hard plastic, and I just think they're so cute. It was also one of those things of like, oh, let me just add this to my cart so I can get the free shipping. It gets sucked in. So I got those, and you get quite a few. It's 24 floss drops. So looking forward to using those for some of my summer stitches. And then the big purchase that I got from Primrose was the fabric. So first off, I got this adorable Halloween fat quarter. It has this just primitive looking witches and cats and such. And I thought those would go great with the all the new Primrose Cottage Halloween patterns that are out this season. They all have that kind of rustic, more primitive kind of vibe to them, I think. And so I thought these fabrics would look really good. Plus, I just love the fabric and collect it, it seems like. But hey, I use it eventually. One of these days. But the other one was they have a pattern called Evermore that came out, I think it was one of the freebies mid last year, maybe, possibly. Now you can buy the pattern as well. But they came out with a kit, a fabric kit for it in Halloween color, so I had to get that. So this is the kit for the Evermore pattern, but it is Harvest Moon by Joanna Figueroa with Fig Tree and Company. And I just love this, and I needed, you know, a Halloween topper for my table. So I got that one. So hopefully there's plans to sew some of that up this weekend. But I got a lot of plans this weekend, so, you know, never enough time. But there's that haul. The next purchase I made was from Lindy Stitches. And I am loving buying from Lindy Stitches. They're so quick in their shipping and everything, and they have a great selection of fabric as well as patterns and such. So I'm really happy with my purchases there. And what I needed and wanted to get was 32 count driftwood by Fabrics by Stephanie, because I got a piece of 32 count driftwood at the beginning. Oh gosh, when was it? In the springtime, I think it was, because of Hands-On Designs, the folk series. The spring folk, the summer folk, and the autumn folk, and the winter folk is coming out soon. She just announced it, I think, this last couple of days. And so that one will be in store soon. And I'm stitching all of them. I have the board. I haven't fully finished all of them, or any of them. I've finished spring and I finished summer. I'm working on autumn, but it's not going quickly. So I think I might skip autumn and start winter. So I'm stitching with everybody else and kind of motivated to keep going with, or keeping pace with other people. It helps me keep motivated on it. But when I got the fabric, you can put all 4 on one piece of fabric if you cut it right. But if you don't cut it right, you can't do that. And I didn't cut it right. So I needed a new piece. Plus, I love this color. It's really cool. I do like the modeling and such. So I got a piece of that. And then they also had some other fabrics that I picked up. And one was this one. It's 40 count caramel. I say caramel. Some people say caramel. By Seraphim Fabrics. And I don't think I have any Seraphim. And so that is getting a little bit washed out. But it's a nice neutral. It doesn't have much variegation in it, but it's a nice, not brown, but not cream kind of color. It's a good basic, I thought. And then what they also had was Tombstone. And I was really looking forward to this for some of the Halloween stitches. And this is by Lap and Loop. So it's 36 count Tombstone. And it's got some good purpley tone undertones to it. And I thought this would be perfect also for some of those primrose fabrics. And then there's also Liz Matthews. I'm part of her Patreon. And so she released a little, oh, I forgot the name of it. But if you sign up now, you can still get it. Because she switches out her free pattern on the 15th. Like the next one comes out and the old one goes away and the new one comes out on the 15th of the month. So if you sign up now, you can still get it. And you just got to make sure that you choose the Patreon that includes the patterns, because there's one that doesn't. So you just got to pay attention to that. But what I was saying is one of them has these cute little ghosts holding balloons that say boo, and that was really cute. And so I thought that would be really cute on this. And then if you're not into the spooky stuff, she also had an autumn, I think it's an autumn band sampler, which has some houses and a cute motif on it too. That's really adorable. So there's that. And then also from Lindy Stitches, I got these cute little scissors. Oops. There we go. And they got these cute little red handles, and I thought they were adorable and remind me of Christmas bulbs, and I thought this would be cute to go in a Christmas little stitchy case. So that was on that one. And then there's one other thing, but I will talk about that later in plans, my other thing. And then because when I went camping, I went through Portland area, and so of course on my way back I was on Wednesday during the weekday, so I had to stop at Acorns and Threads. It's a requirement. So I stopped there. I got some floss that I needed, They have this coupon booklet that you can get, and so in this month's was like 20% off of everything, so I stocked up on some of the floss for the scary bag as well as some of my other Halloween projects that I need floss for. So I got some of that, and then I also got some more fabric and a couple of patterns. But the cutest little thing that I got was just a complete impulse buy, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's totally adorable, cute. And there's this lovely little floss tag. And it has all these little floss drops. And they're paper, but I'm hoping I can reuse them because they're just so... I mean, they're a thicker cardstock. I don't think they're laminated. But I'm hoping to reuse them because they're so adorably cute. And it was just too cute to pass up. So I got that. And then I got some 32 count Coffee Stain by Cedar River. A nice brown for the fall. And then there's 36 count Maple Bar by Cedar River Linens. It's a nice yummy yellow. And I think I have a plan for this one. I'll show you in just a minute on that one. And then I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, but green's my favorite color, like I said, and this is just adorable. It's gorgeous. It is, what's it called? Arboreal by Cedar Ribbons. And it's this gorgeous green, brown, just, ugh. I'm thinking it'd be really cute. This one, here, one sec. But before I'll show you the patterns and such, and then go back to the fabric. So the other things I got, there were a couple of kits, the French hen and the partridge in a pear tree, because I decided I need all of the 12 Days of Christmas as they're coming out. I have the calling birds, and I think two turtle doves, or the turtle doves one. That's the one I'm missing on that. We'll see how those stitch up. And then this was too cute. I haven't made it. No, I started the big hearted one, but I haven't made any of the other tiny towns. But they're just so adorable, and I want to make them into the drums. But this is Thankful, the new one by Heart and Hand. And then I got this one, is Fall Acorn by Textilly. It's Textilly. So I got this one because I was watching Sarah W, who is Handmade by Sarah W, and she on Flosstube on Instagram as well. And she was talking about Textilly, and she got the leaf. It's a maple leaf, and it says autumn down it. And then she stitched that one up, and she finished it real quick, and it's adorable, and I loved it. So when I stopped at Acorns and Threads, I was like, hey, do you have these patterns? They didn't have the maple leaf one, but they had this one. And so I got this one, and the other cool thing about Textilly is Pyro Rub. It uses Pyro Rub and floss in the model stitching, and that's the called for is Pyro Rub. So this one is called for is dark copper, and what they did is the dark copper, I believe, is kind of a variegated, that it goes from the browns to the blues to the browns, and so they divided it up, and they used just the brown part and then just the blue part. So what I was thinking is I was going to put this on the maple bar, but I'm going to use, I think, the Autumn Harvest floss that I have left over from Away We Ride to do the brown part, and then find a more dusty blue, because that's most of my fall decoration is more of a dustier blue, lighter dustier blue, to go in the middle here on that one. And then if you've seen the autumn one, which is a maple leaf, I thought that would be gorgeous on this fabric in a mottled or a variegated brown color. I thought that would be really, really cool. So that is the tentative plan on that. Ideas floating through my head. So that was my haul from Acorns and Threads. And then the rest of it is some knitting, some stitching, and some plants. So if you're not interested, I completely understand. I like seeing all the other crafts that other people are working on because it gives me ideas. And so that's why I'm sharing with you as well on that. And again, if you see anything that you have questions on, or like, hey, what was that fabric again? I'm trying to put more notes in the descriptions and such, but if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I usually answer everybody's comments and such. I love seeing comments and seeing what people's ideas are and what they like on what I'm stitching or working on, and love answering and chatting with people in the community, in the stitching community. So so going on to the rest of the haul and the segment. When I was going up north, I was stopping at a couple of new to me knitting shops, some yarn shops that were up there. They're a little bit more north that I usually don't go up that way for. And one of them I stopped at and got, well, there's 3 of them I stopped at. One of them I had to get some more needles because I decided that I love the Chowgu needles. Those are now my favorite. One of those, I need to get those. But I also got some yarn. And it's this really pretty heather yarn. It is by Scout. It is 100% wool, and it is, it's called Meadow Heather, and it is DK weight. I think it is a DK weight, they said. Well, it doesn't, I'm still new to knitting, but it doesn't say, but it says it's a Meadow Heather. It is light, 20 to 22 stitches, so I think it's DK, it said, and the branding is Scout. So, let's see here, Scout. There's that. But I decided that I need to start a hat when I was camping. So this is how far I've gotten. Just the 2x2 ribbing. And I get these cute little stitch markers or stitch stoppers. They're just adorable. So I'm now on the hunt for more adorable stitch stoppers. Just appropriate with the hat, I thought. But the pattern I'm using is one that is by Tiger Lily, actually. And she had a beanie along last October. Wow, that's, no. Maybe it was in February. I think it was more in February. I don't think it's been quite a year. But she had a beanie along where she gave the pattern and everything. It's really simple. You do some, it's simple after you've done it once, let me tell you that. And it wasn't simple at first. But it's in the round, and it's 2x2 ribbing, and then you do that for about for me it's 4.5 inches, and then you knit some, and then you decrease, and you're done. So I got that yarn, working on that one, and that's my knitting project for right now. I'm still working on the socks. Oh, I should get that. Let me, one second. Since I'm showing it to you, I did get further in my sock, my second sock on this one. So I got all the way through the cuff, and I got the leg, and so now I think 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I think I'm at where next I'll do the heel flap, and then I can do the rest of it. So second one's going much quicker than the first one. So I'm loving that one, making the progress on that one. And so much so that I have plans to work on some other socks and show the yarn. This yarn, which is just this Halloween, I think it's called, what's it called? Witch's Stocking, which is just appropriate to have to make socks with it, right? And it is by Nanette Wake Studio, and she's on Instagram. That's where I got it, but it's this really cool, just green and black, and totally reminds me of Halloween. So I had to get it, and plans are to make some Halloween stockings, and we'll see how quickly these start. I started like the tiniest little thing that I was trying to figure out how to cast on, and that was not working well. So I'm not going to count that as a start yet. But hopefully I'll go for, and you'll notice my yarn is in a ball. It's not in that cute little cake. So this one I got at a store, and they have a winder there and everything, and so they made it into this lovely little, what they call a cake, I believe. And then you can just keep on pulling your yarn from, oops, if you don't unravel the outsides, that is, from inside. It's like in the middle and just pulls out of the middle, and that's great. And there's like these little hugger things that go around it, so it keeps it together and such, that I haven't gotten and everything, because I don't have the winder to make it in this nice little cake thingy. I just do old school by hand, and that is me winding it into a little ball, which is not that hard. It's just the skein comes like in a loop, so you gotta just find where the start is, and then I just put it around my knees. I like put one end around the other knee and just spread my legs on it, and hold it a little taut on that one, and then just watch TV, watch a Flosstube, and wind it up, and it goes into the ball, and it works just fine coming off around it from inside of it, and it's condensed into a tighter little ball and everything. And so yeah, so I think I'm gonna keep on doing that until I really get in that, like, really into the knitting, which I don't know if I will or not. Kind of depends on things. So that's where we are on my knitting journey. And then I also did some sewing. So I started a quilt top for Halloween. I am using the pattern Charming Charlie by Primrose Cottage, and I am using Hey Boo fabric line. So I did all the piecing I cut it out for one, but then I started on the piecing, which is just one part of the box, and then there's more little pieces. And so the Hey Boo line is really, really cute, and so I'm saying so a lot. Things you realize when you're filming yourself. I'm sewing that up, and I'm working on it. I got some good progress. That was a couple weekends ago, so hopefully I'll be working on more of it tomorrow on that piece. And I'm debating on quilting it myself. We'll see, because if I send it off to a long arm quilter, it takes a while, and I kind of want to hopefully enjoy it for the Halloween season. So that's why I'm debating on that. I haven't gotten to that decision. We'll see if I even get the quilt top done this season. So we'll work from there. And then one other thing that I got, because it kind of morphs into plans a little bit too, is I also do card making. I was a scrapbooker, and then I did a lot of card making. I've gotten, my card making bug has kind of gone by the wayside. I embraced cross stitching a lot more, as well as sewing and the knitting. I actually haven't, the last time I made cards was Christmas. So I made cards for Christmas, but I haven't made any cards or anything since. But I do have a friend's birthday that's coming up, so I need to make a birthday card. And she also, she gives out Boo treat little bags for her community, so I make her Boo tags every year, and I actually enjoy coming up with a new design and making a set of Boo tags for her. So I'm going to be working on that in my plans and everything, and I really got to get that one done this weekend because her birthday is next week. But I did get Spellbinders is a new wax seal, and I just had to get that one because it was a little cross stitch heart. It was adorable. And then some beads because they were open. There we go. They're the Christmas red, so I had to get those on that. And then nose is going again. So there's that for card making that I need plans on, and part of the also, oh, good thing I looked at my notes, because the other part of my plan, it's immediate need, an immediate way to help, but it's not the class is way in January. So what I'm talking about is Shari Moss, who is on Instagram, and as well as she has a Flosstube and such. She lives in the Tennessee area, or North Carolina area, I believe it is, and her house is okay and everything, but she was without power, and she was hit by the Hurricane Helena, and so all that area is devastated. And she is, where I know her mostly from, is card making. So she is working with Lawn Fawn, she works for Lawn Fawn now. So her and Lawn Fawn and Jen Shirkus, who I love her card making, and she's huge on Lawn Fawn as well as other crafts, and I've taken lots of classes with Jen as well as Shari in their card making, but they are having a card making class. It's online. It's through Lawn Fawn, so if you go onto lawnfawn.com, it's all there. And the class, I believe, I want to say it's $19. But the class is online. It's a link, and I've done them before. You chat with them, and it's you learn different techniques of coloring and such. But the important part is all the proceeds are going to go to a organization to help those that were affected by the hurricane over there and help them out. The class is in January, but you can go ahead and sign up now. And again, that was on lawnfawn.com. So I signed up for that, and I will try to remember to put the link in the description. So if you're interested in that, you can help and participate, as well as make the donation for there as well to help them out. So there's those plans. Other plans I have are to make a few little Stitchy cases on that one, and as well as sign up for the Jingle Ball. So, sorry, this is the Jingle Ball. This is Lindy Stitches, Lindy Stitches is the company, and now my mind is blanking on what Stephanie with Lindy Stitches. I think it's Stephanie. She hosts this, and I went to it the first time last year, and it was fabulous. You meet all these different people, and you get to participate in their speed dating, which is you get to chit chat with people. It was really fun. They had Midnight Summer Stitch. That was fun. I did that. But the Jingle Ball is December 6th through the 8th, and it is all online, and the tickets go on sale, and there's a countdown, I know, but they go on sale soon. I think it's the 18th they go on sale next Friday, and there's classes, there will be PDFs and such, but then there's also class kits that you can sign up, or you don't have to. You can just do the stitching tables where you chit chat with people, or have some company while you're stitching and everything. But there's that I'm signing up for. And then the last thing, the excitement that I had, is I got into StitchCon. So I am excited that I get to go to my first actual retreat, unless I sign up for another one between now and then. But that'll be my first in-person retreat. I've only done a couple of virtual ones through Lindy Stitches. But I'm so excited for that. I am in weekend A. I now need to figure out when to book a hotel, when to book the airfly, take time off from work, and get my dog a sitter and everything. So I'm working on that. I'm really excited to go, and I can't wait to meet more people and meet more Flosstubers and get to know more of you guys out in the community. I just love this community and how embracing we are of everybody, and how inclusive and just encouraging we are across the board and across the country, as well as there's people I know that are in other countries as well that are watch Flosstubes in the United States, and vice versa. We watch European, those that are in Europe and such too. So I am looking forward to that, and I think that's in June. That's in June, the middle of June, I think is when that is. So I'm looking forward to that. So that is it, and I didn't think I had this long, and that is a long Flosstube. So I hope you found something that you enjoyed today. If you did, please like and subscribe, and come back for some more in a couple of weeks, and leave me a comment and let me know what you're working on, and let me know if you have any questions on anything. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and enjoy some stitching. Bye.